Let's welcome Eve.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eve, and today I'm going to share with you guys my favorite TV show, Stranger Things. And this is the outline of my presentation. First, I'll make a brief introduction about the series. Then, I'll briefly describe the storyline season by season. Last, I'll talk about the features and what makes it so attractive. Okay, so let's get started. Stranger Things is an American science fiction horror TV series created by the Duffer Brothers. The series premiered on Netflix in 2016 and it has got 3 seasons so far. The Duffer Brothers took inspiration from works of great movie producers like Steven Spielberg and legendary novelist Stephen King. For the storyline, I'll first talk about the background. The story begins around Christmas time in 1983. The story happens in Hawkins, a fictional remote town in Indiana, and there's a nearby laboratory. There's a national laboratory nearby Hawkins, secretly doing experiments in supernatural events, and they have created a portal. A portal is like an entrance into the alternate dimension, like the parallel world from the real one, which is the Upside Down. And the season 1's major villain is the Demogorgon, a monster from the Upside Down. So one day, a boy named Will was abducted by this mysterious creature. His disappearance made his mother Joyce and Hopper, the chief police in Hawkins, to investigate this incident. At the same time, Will's friends, Dustin, Mike, and Lucas, were also searching for him, and they have come across a girl called Eleven. She's not an ordinary girl, but the one with supernatural power. Afterwards, they teamed up and started finding the missing Will. In the end, Eleven defeated the Demogorgon. She also vanished after the battle, and Will came back to the real world. As for the season 2, season 2 was set 1 year later around Halloween, and this time the Mind Flayer was their main enemy. He's in control of the whole Upside Down, as well as the Demogorgon in season 1 and the new creatures, Demodogs. And although Will was rescued in last season, part of Mind Flayer still remained in his body, so he began to have the vision of the Upside Down. And gradually, the Mind Flayer took control of his whole body. So Will's friends and family, Max is the new girl in this season. They know that things are getting worse, so they wanted to get the Mind Flayers out of Will's body and close the gate. The gate was the connection between the real world and the Upside Down. Eventually, the gate was shut down and the Mind Flayers out of Will's body. However, the Mind Flayer was not eliminated. He still survived in the Upside Down. As for the season 3, the time was around the 4th of July in 1985. And despite the gate was closed last season, part of the Mind Flayer still lurking in the real world. Yes, there are always Mind Flayer remain whether in Will's body or the real world. That's how the story can keep going. Okay, so he's trying to find the new house, just like what he did to Will last season. And Billy, Max's brother, was one of his hosts. And as the more hosts the Mind Flayer found, the stronger he became. So he transformed into the Mind Flayer 2.0. And his purpose this time was to make Eleven be part of himself, to make himself stronger. So Eleven and the group has fierce battle with the Mind Flayer 2.0. As for the result of the battle, I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to be a spoiler. So if you're interested, check it out after my presentation. Okay, let's move on to the feature. The first one, time was set in 80s. 1980s was the golden era of American pop culture, including movies, novels, comic books, video games, and so on. So, there are a bunch of Easter eggs made in the series in order to pay tribute to the great works at that time, like in season 2. The kids were dressed exactly the same as the one in the movie Ghostbusters. And the next one, Eleven was trying to be in disguise, which is a tribute to the scene in the movie E.T., where the alien was also dressed up and put on a long wig. As for this picture here, um, there's a poster of Jaws right here. It's a little bit not clear, but right here. In Will's mother's bathroom. And the last one. The Demogorgon in Stranger Things was modeled after Alien, E.T., so they look similar in many parts. The hairstyle and clothing in the 80s was also distinctive. Look at these pictures. Their hair all seem to have to use a very, very heavy gel to maintain its shape. And it's kind of dramatic when you're seeing them in the nowadays people's use. As for the clothing, the girls were wearing clothes with bold, bright neon patterns and prints. And they also wearing colorful accessories, which are the fashion trends in the 80s. Okay, let's go back to the second feature. Supernatural power versus monsters. So for every successful movies or films, there are somehow definitely got the fighting scenes in it. And also, one can never go wrong with the topic, supernatural power. So boom, when they combine together, just like Stranger Things, it's flawless. And the third one, thrilling atmosphere and sound effects. The Duffer Brothers are really good at making spooky, mysterious atmosphere by creating scenes or sounds which can make our eyes fixed right on the screen and makes us desperately want to know what's going on next. For example, this is the soundtrack of the series. And here are some thrilling moments in the series that I want to show you. The idea of the plot also came from the movie Jaws, 大白鲨. And that's how Eleven used her superpower. Okay, so this is the end. Thanks for listening. And is there any questions?
Questions or comments?
Do you feel scary when watching this?
At first, I feel it's scary, but it's different from the scary movies. It, um, it didn't mean to scare you, so it's different from the scary movie. So, but some part of it is still kind of, if you don't know what's going on next, and you're really scared about what's going on next. But and how it's not scary, that's scary.
Any others?
Yes.
Which season do you like the most?
Actually, I don't have the favorite season. 'Cause I think it's this 3 season that makes the whole series complete. Yes.
Any others? I have a question.
Yes.
So is there going to be a new series?
Yes. It's It will be released maybe in 2021.
Oh,
Yeah, and there's a new trailer for season 4.
so there will also be a new monster. Yeah.
Yes, maybe.
Good. Any others? Maybe one more question or comment? Maybe Bonnie? Maybe you'll be interested in this kind of TV shows.
Which monster you think is the most dangerous one?
Definitely the Mind Flayer 2.0. You can see it from the shape and how big it is.
Good. Any others? Okay, so thank you very much.